All right, let's do this for real this time. So I want to talk about the Wheel of Time, the TV show in particular, because for my English class I wrote a journal about how it annoys me, like the number of sex scenes and stuff in it. And I mean there are a lot. Like it's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous how many there are. Like three an episode or something like that. When the entire book has like um maybe five total. Well, at least five individuals. There aren't a bunch. Like there'll be like five maybe, and maybe the most there were like three in a book. So I think it's a little crazy, and they're not like explicit. A lot of implied stuff, which I would much prefer to have implied scenes than like very graphic stuff like there was in the third episode of the Wheel of Time. There was like an graphic, extremely graphic. I would much rather have that the implied stuff than like something which is like Moraine and Rand, which never happens, by the way, never, ever. So I think it's just really annoying. There we go, that's better. You know, I find it very annoying anyway. I don't know about anyone else. I guess if you're watching this video, you probably find it a little annoying. What happened here? Good fitting. Oh, that's cool. All right, one of my screens, I do a screen capture and see stuff. See, so like this is the Wheel of Time season three sex scenes. Yeah. So season three here. I'm using Grok to summarize using the deep search feature, which I really like. We have in season three. I don't mind that this specifically that right there. We don't need that. Really, we don't need any of that because it's in flashbacks, which don't happen. They never happen in the book. They're very annoying. They're adding a bunch of stuff that never happens in the books. I'm I don't know, a purist or whatever. I want to see what happened in the books, not this. Right? Season four, and again, between Moraine and Ram. We don't need to see that. Don't. There's no. Don't do that. And then, oh yeah, and then there's Elena Navienda making out between Elena and Navienda. It's more than that. It's more than that. I don't know why they're just saying it. Now, let's see. Wheel of Time. Oh, that's nice. Or something, you know. And while that's searching, might talk a little bit about like there are a lot of like homosexual relationships, which I don't have an issue with. Right? That's fine. Do whatever you want to do. But when you're changing the work, like Robert Jordan wrote these books with a clear intention, and you're changing the books so that they're different, like you don't need to do that. I'm gonna watch the series whether or not you do that. So just don't. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are actually not watching the series because they don't like all of it. Like, I understand that you want to say, oh, like, because Moraine and on because like Robert Jordan mentions that they were pillow friends in one of the books. Like when they were novices, they were pillow friends. I understand you want to do that, but like you don't need to. You don't need to continue that because unless you're gonna fundamentally change the way the story even works, right? Because they have a continued relationship. When in the books, they're pillow friends while they're novices. Then they move on from that, and Moraine ends up with Marilyn, and Swan ends up with oh shoot, the Andorran captain dude. What's his name? That Andorran captain, Garth Bryn, right? So he ends up with she ends up with Garth Bryn, and so like I feel like they're gonna have to change the way the story even works, which I understand they're cutting a 13 book series down to 8 seasons, so they're gonna have to cut stuff out of it. But it's just annoying that they're doing it because the book series is written so well, and there are things that have to happen. Like Matt has to die in the well, die kind of. He's gonna have to go to the Tower of Genji where he's gonna lose an eye, and like that all that only happens because Moraine is in the tower and gets rescued by Tom. But if she's not in a relationship with Tom, does that even happen? I don't know. So this search finished up. Let's see what it says. Generally vague. Shadow Rising, Randavi, and Randman, Randolite. So this is skipping some because there's Matt twice, Matt and Tylan, and Matt and his wife. What's her name? The whatever, the Empress of Shanshan, the young girl. She's so young and tiny. Like that's kind of weird in itself, that relationship. But I'll let that one pass. Like it just really annoys me because Robert Jordan wrote this series for a reason, right? He meant it for us for a purpose, and now you have a bunch of people at Amazon who are taking this and just completely changing the way that it even works. And the thing is that they don't have to do that, right? Like they don't have to put all these sex scenes in it, and that's the main thing I don't like, right? I can care less about the fact that they make characters gay. Don't really care about that, but they change it so much. Like there's this other show, Reacher, right? It's by Jack Reacher. It's based on the books by whatever that guy's, right? But the first season is based on the killing floor, right? And I am 6 episodes in, I think, right? And we had one single sex scene, and it was really well placed. It added to the story. It created more tension between two of the characters. It made you really care for, like, it made the main character care for another character in a way that he hadn't. So I really, really, really liked that. It was really well done. But so I know that Amazon can do that. They choose not to with this. They choose not to with the Wheel of Time. They're ruining it. And what really sucks is that, like I'm still watching it. I still care about like I care about the books enough that I'm gonna watch this show that I don't like just because I'm so like invested in the books that I want to see how the movies are. But what I'm realizing is that I have to watch the books as or sorry, I have to watch this show as if they're not even like related to the books at like they're just like a completely different thing. And that annoys me so much. Like I want to watch them as if they're based on the books, not like a spin-off with the same characters, because that's essentially what they are, right? Like I just feel like they just made like a spin-off of of the books, and then we're like, yeah, this is the show. It's called The Wheel of Time, but we're changing so much in it. It might as well not be. That's the way I feel about it. Might as well call it like, well, I don't know what they would call it because it's like it's close enough to the wheel time for them to call it different. There are okay, I'm right across from this lake, and there are like I'm in a building that overlooks like retention pond or whatever, but I think it's big enough to call it a lake. There are a bunch of geese, and I think these are like the most retarded geese ever because they are trying to build a nest. Like there's a goose right now I'm watching that is trying to build a nest on dirt. And I don't even know what it's putting down to make this nest. Plus, the wind is blowing everything away. Okay, so anyway, that's my bit, I think. video is a lot shorter. It's only 10 minutes. I recorded this before, but the audio was really scuffed when I opened the PIP view, so the audio was scuffed then, so I decided I would re-record it, and this was a lot shorter, and I think more to the point. But yeah, hey, thanks for coming to my rant, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna try to record more often and post more often, not necessarily all biking content. That's a lot of what I do, but I'd like to record non-biking content. I might start that. I might do that in a different channel. I'm gonna start a podcast. Keep you posted on that. And if anybody wants to actually see more content like this, go ahead and drop a follow, and I will update as to whether or not there'll be a new channel for that. So hey, thanks for watching.